I have a Willem Dafoe movie pitch.
Oh, cool. I look forward to it.
Yeah, for those of you who are new to the Dismal Jesters, I would say you picked a bad episode to start with, but they're all the worst episode to start with. But for those of you who are new with us, we love the television and movie actor Willem Dafoe. He was the Green Goblin in the other films. And we like to come up with ideas for movies that he might be perfect to star in, such as this one. Which I call... Well, actually, I'll save the title. The movie starts with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh, cool.
Saying, I am a teenage girl and this is my life. It starts like one of those great 90s films about teenage life. You know, some, like, a hip teenage song is playing. I'm thinking the theme tune to Ulysses 31. You know, the one that goes, Ulysses! You know that one?
I don't know that one.
Ulysses!
What's Ulysses? A live-action science fiction show or something?
You gotta be a Daniel spaceman. And those aren't the lyrics, but it was a really creepy, depressing cartoon with a great theme tune. But it's the kind of theme tune that the kids would listen to, like Blink-182 and Ulysses 31 theme tune. So that's playing. She's like, I'm just an average schoolgirl living my average schoolgirl life. I have books and a cheerleader. But I'm always having a problem with the bit about me that is not average like a teenager. The fact that my dad is also a teenager. Younger than me. Because of an experiment.
Oh.
And it turns out that the father... She's called Clunge Bergerac. And her father is called Bergerac. And he is... Willem Dafoe is the father. He's got a backwards baseball cap on and a tie-dye shirt and Bermuda shorts. And he's like, cowabunga radical, dude! I am a teenager! Get out of my way! Like that. And, you know, Sarah Michelle Gellar's trying to eat breakfast and he grabs her head, the back of her head, and shoves it into the bowl of cornflakes and says, get out of my way!
Wow,
and then kicks the patio glass door in and runs out and just chases squirrels around the garden going, I'm a teenager! Like that.
He's not mad then?
No. He is a teenage boy.
Huh.
But because of an experiment.
Yeah, what was the experiment?
To make a father that's younger than his daughter.
So he just maybe aged more slowly, like he inseminated her mother at 13 and then slowly aged as she...
We just don't know. It's like that Blade Runner question at the end. Like, is he an android or isn't he? Does it matter or was the journey more important? That's at one point Sarah Michelle Gellar actually says that. What was the experiment? Was it artificial insemination and he just aged or not? I don't know. Don't fucking worry about it. It's the journey is good. So that's what she says to her friend, played by Deborah Messing, who is also a teenage girl.
She's so much older.
They're both teenage girls on the high school football cheerleading team.
What about the mother? How old is her?
The mother is played by Meryl Streep.
She's not young.
And she's a normal mother.
And Willem Dafoe is not that young either.
Yeah, but he's wearing a baseball cap. So, you know...
tie-dye shirt and short pants.
Yeah, the makeup job alone will convince audiences. The rest of it is just Willem Dafoe's natural charisma. You will believe he's 12 in his heart. Anyway, Sarah Michelle Gellar is like, as if that wasn't bad enough, it gets worse.
Really?
Yeah. He is always riding around on rollerblades. Knocking my books over.
He's like the bully to his own older sister.
Yeah, there's her walking home from school with her books. Like she's got 15 books. And he just like rollerblades her hand and says, get out of my way! And knocks the books over.
He could have gone anywhere else. He could have just gone around her. Or gone a slight...
He did start across the street from her, and he shouts, get out of my way! And then roller skates up and knocks the books out with a baseball bat. And she looks at the camera and says, oh, that father of mine. He is always embarrassing, and that doesn't even count for the fact that he's a werewolf.
How do they know it's even... Are they sure he's the father? Maybe he's just some jerk. some old jerk with a hat on backwards.
You know he's her
like,
father.
I'm the father. Here I go. You know, like, how can he prove it?
You know he's the father because that's the name of the movie. The movie is called My Father is a Teenage Rollerblading Werewolf.
Proclaiming it's true.
And that's what she says. Like, after the intro with the Ulysses 31 music, she then looks at the camera and says, "That's right. My father is a teenage rollerblading werewolf." And then the title hits and like splats on the screen with funky words and Comic Sans font. And the rest of the movie is like Sarah Michelle Gellar struggling. And he asks the important questions that face children today. Like, what would you do if your father was a teenager on rollerblades and also a werewolf? And you know, there's a moment where she's with her boyfriend Skeet Ulrich, and they're kissing, being all intimate. He is the head of the football team Jocks. That's the name of the high school football team as well. It's called the football team University Football Team Jocks, because the university, the high school rather, is called Football Team High School, and the football team is called the Football Team Jocks. So it's the Football Team High School Football Team Jocks.
The first time you said it was Football Team University Football Team Jocks.
The name of the
high school.
The name of the high school is a Football Team University High School.
A lot of people would want to go to that high school.
Yeah,
they love football.
So Skeet Ulrich is in his football armor, and he is kissing Sarah Michelle Gellar. He's like, "Hey, I love you just the way you are," and she's like, "Oh, thanks." And they kiss passionately, and there's all this lovely music going. Do 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 do. So it's teenage romance, and then you just hear in the background, just "Get out of my way!" And he rollerblades on. We don't even know how he's rollerblading on the grass. And he is there with, like, hair covering his face.
Ugh.
Like, proper makeup. I've gone around all the barber shops and hairdressers and picked up those bags of hair. And we're going to sellotape that all to his face so you know he's a werewolf. And he's going to go, "Get out of my way!" And he's going to push Skeet Ulrich to the ground and jump on top of him and just go, and there's like close-ups on Willem Dafoe's mouth with like spit flecks hitting the camera. It's just,
as a werewolf this time.
I'm a werewolf. I'm a werewolf. A teenage werewolf. Rollerblades. And then he rollerblades away.
He feels satisfied after that and can leave.
He leaves quite quietly, actually.
Have you seen Teen Wolf or Teen Wolf 2?
Let's not bring up those films.
Because it's a similar premise.
Let's not bring up those films.
People may say.
Do they ride on rollerblades? And are they fathers?
Oh,
Whose daughters are older than they are?
It's a little bit like the Caro Blaster cave story problem that we talked about.
Shut up. Stop bringing video games up. Is there a scene in any of the Teen Wolf films, right, in which Sarah Michelle Gellar, right, is winning a trophy for best cheerleader, right, and Deborah Messing's in the crowd clapping, saying, "I knew you could do it, my friend of equivalent age, I knew you could do it." And she holds up the trophy really, really high and says, "I could do it, and I did it. I am the best at cheerleading." And Skeet Ulrich's in the back just winks, right? And then you hear off stage, is this in Teen Wolf? You hear off stage Willem Dafoe go, "Get out of my way!" And he rollerblades on, and everyone in the audience stands up and cheers, right? He pushes Sarah Michelle Gellar to the ground, right? Grabs the trophy, puts that on the floor, squats over it, urinates through his Bermuda shorts, and they come out of the piss comes out through the legs and just seeps through the shorts and drenching like drips into the trophy. He lifts it up, goes, "Yeah, yeah, this is now the trophy for best piss," and then splashes it over the audience, and the audience are loving it. They're like their tongues are all out, and they're all like, yeah, love it, love it. And the head teacher of the school, played by Patrick Stewart, is just, oh, lovely, lovely.
For some reason, I was picturing the theme song from Blossom, which goes, "In my opinion, nation, the sun is gonna shine, playing during that scene.
That can do as well, yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking that. It's similar to a scene in Teen Wolf where Michael J. Fox becomes a werewolf in the middle of a basketball game. And people are, of course, afraid, and he feels like he's lost control, and it's a puberty metaphor. So it's like, oh no, they see that I'm different because I'm hairy and wild now, and I've got hormones, and I've got uncontrollable physical changes. But they're like, oh my God, your puberty makes you a star at basketball. And he slams the dunk, and then they're like, ooh, I love the wolf. And then they sell T-shirts that say that on it. So it is not entirely the same, but the fact that the crowd is so positive about something that's not that good. In Teen Wolf, of course, it's that he's a werewolf. In your movie, it's that they got urine in their mouth. I guess that is a little different. But thematically, you might get in trouble.
Patrick Stewart going, lovely! Oh, lovely!
Do you know Blossom, that show? You should watch that theme song later. It's perfect.
Anyway, that was my film.
It's a fine idea. It's weird. It's very similar to an idea I had this morning. In fact, I'm a little worried that you are stealing my ideas now.
Whoa.
Somehow. Yeah, this could be idea theft all around. Whoa. My idea. Yeah. I'll tell you the idea. But now you're going to think I just stole your idea because you said yours first.
I said mine first, mate.
Well, I have no proof. I'm not even going to try to sue or to pursue any sort of legal action. I'll just give up and admit the truth, which is this morning while I was brushing my teeth, I was picturing Willem Dafoe playing a teenage girl in a movie called Toilet Selfies. And she's just holding up her cell phone, be like, I'm of age. I can be pregnant. I'm of worth to your culture. And then taking the picture of himself pooping on the toilet. Selfies like duck face and whatnot.
That would be a good film.
Thanks. And then I was like, maybe it should be like Shallow Hal, where like,
maybe
it's a guy dating a girl, but he thinks that it's Willem Dafoe instead of...
Actually, here's an idea.
Yeah?
We do Toilet Selfie is the prequel to My Father is a Teenage Rollerblading Werewolf. And it turns out that the father was created when she took a radioactive selfie.
It's canon.
Yeah, like Willem in Toilet Selfie, Willem Dafoe plays the mother of Bergerac, the teenage rollerblading werewolf,
and mother to Sarah Michelle Gellar. Then
grandmother of Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Right, that's what I thought. I said.
Takes a radioactive selfie. It's just this one. The flash on it is green instead of the normal white. And just as she's pooing, and the poo is a werewolf comes out of her bum instead.
Wow, that's Bergerac.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Matilda Bergerac is the mother.
And I would assume Matilda would then say, up, purpose of life complete. Time to die! Just immediately rips off own head.
Yeah, just pulls it off and then rolls it, and it goes under the toilet stall, and then you hear bowling skittle noises.
In my opinion, nation. That song is really funny. It makes anything funny, in my opinion. Wow, we really came together on that. I didn't see that coming. But yes.
Well, anytime you would like to come together on something, I'm up for it, mate.
Sexual?
Yeah.
Sexual in nature?
Always sexual.
Jeez.